Okay, if you will stand and join with me in pledging allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you pray with me? Father, we come to you tonight. We're just really thankful for our country. We thank you for the freedoms that we have and the ability to work together and do things together. And we just ask that you would be with us and guide and direct us as a country. I pray that you guide and direct us as a city and a state. I thank you for all of those that try to make this place a better place to live. And we ask that you be with our men and women here in this community that work so hard volunteering to make this town a special place. We thank you for our heritage. We thank you for what's coming up in the next month and the celebrations that we get to be a part of. We ask that you be with this meeting tonight and bless our men and women as they make decisions for the betterment of our community. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting is called to order. Community announcements and recognitions, I have none. On the consent agenda, item A, council, I need a motion and a second for a vote, please.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 4, discussion and possible action of resolution number 2015-05, establishing a fee for non-accidental tampering with a water meter as recommended by the Citizens Rate and Fee Advisory Committee. Any discussion on that? And I assume this is if somebody's getting in there playing with it.
Non-accidental means you didn't run it over with a truck. These are, if you notice, our new meters have a little bit of a dome on top of it. And we do have individuals in our community that when their water payment is not made and they are shut off, they tend to break into it and cut wires and do some things. So this is an actual, and most cities have these, is a non-accidental tampering fee as recommended by the city, the Citizens Rate and Fee Advisory Committee. Staff would recommend approval of resolution 2015-05.
I have a
Is that kind of like
question.
riding your lawnmower over it too, like I've done
That'd
several times?
We may discuss that with you, Councilmember Taylor, and we would make some determination if that was accidental or not.
You have the $3,000. Is that expected revenue you expect?
It very well could be potential revenue for an annual period of time.
Okay, is that typical? I mean, how often do people screw up their
Kim,
water
Kim, would you like
meters?
to make any comments?
What do you think?
Probably once, maybe a month.
Okay, so that's where you got 3,000, 12 times 250. Okay.
Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion and a second for a vote.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's approved unanimously. Number 5, discussion and possible action of utilizing the Oklahoma City Waterline Fund for the construction of a Cottonwood Creek raw water intake dam refurbishment. And I talked.
I'm happy to explain that.
Okay, yeah.
In our last workshop, we talked about a potential low water dam. This item that you'd be voting on this evening is merely just, it is to approve where to use the funding. We could have waited to do a budget amendment. Typically, we do budget amendments at the end of the year. We wanted to make sure that there was support to use this fund if the city chooses to do a low water dam. This is not a decision to create the low water dam. It's approval of where to use the funds because we did not budget for this item out of that account. So the OKC Waterline Fund, once again, allows us to make capital improvements to our water supply, storage, treatment, and distribution system. And we're just asking that if you want us to move forward and take a look at this, we would need confirmation that we could use that line item.
So we're still going to have the workshops or whatever to discuss this further.
Sure will.
moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. Thank you, council. Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting is adjourned. City Council is called to order. On the consent agenda, items A through C, I need a motion and a second for a vote.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 3, discussion and possible action regarding a developer agreement with Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Incorporated in the city of Guthrie.
To give you a little bit of a summary, the Love's truck stop that will be located at the northeast corner of I-35 and Highway 33 is, as many know, in the process of construction. Love's approached us in an effort to run wastewater underneath I-35 and over to the other side for them to have wastewater service. The city is, of course, amenable to that. Love's intends to fund that construction, and over 5 years, staff is recommending to council to provide a sales tax rebate. What that would be $150,000 over 5 years, maxing at $30,000 per year from a rebate from Love's sales tax only. There are some pieces of the contract that would say, for example, let's say something unfortunate happened, it burned to the ground, they're not making sales tax, of course, we wouldn't be rebating at $30,000. So there's some provisions in there for that. What we anticipate is over $500,000 of revenue over that period of time, being pretty conservative on those revenues, and so it's approximately less than 17% of the revenues would be a sales tax rebate. This also allows for the city to accept the lines once they have funded construction. This contract allows for the acceptance of lines, and it also omits the city of Guthrie from paying future tap fees into that line, but it does have a provision in there for future businesses that are what we would call a secondary developer to the primary developer. Those secondary developments would be required to pay for a construction cost of that line. The county has already approved a TIF for the same amount of $150,000. The effort here is to show a partnership with Love's providing some capital funding. The county used the method, the vehicle of a TIF. We use the method of a sales tax rebate rather than using a TIF mechanism. I'd be happy to entertain any questions, or Mr. Steve Walters is here from Love's. And the Finance Committee has seen this twice and made the recommendation, so I know that 3 council members have already vetted this and gone through the process at 2 separate meetings, and this is a recommendation from the Finance Committee.
Any more discussion, questions, concerns?
I just want to say, I think this is a win-win situation for the city. It's going to help them pay for their infrastructure, and also it's going to increase revenue to the city of Guthrie. So I think it's a good thing.
All right, council, I'll entertain a motion and a second for a vote.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Number 4, discussion and possible action approving resolution number 2015-06, authorizing the city attorney to file suit to declare a nuisance and abate the property at 1124 West Warner through District Court.
I'd be happy to make comment. This is the property also known as Banner School. It experienced a structure fire in May of 2014. Since that time, the city has entered correspondence with the owner. We have issued 5 citations in an effort to have the property owner abate the nuisance. We received a quote almost many months ago. The verbal quote that we received that would be to demolish and remove the debris located at the property was approximately $56,000. Our entire demolition budget for the year is $55,000. If the city opted to handle this property as we do other properties to abate, we would spend our entire year's budget on one property, therefore not taking care of other properties that we have diligently done so over the past years. So staff does not intend on we don't wish to use all of our funds on one property, but the city does have the opportunity to file in district court, and a judge can make injunction against the property owner, and has more teeth than our municipal court does in this case. So this is for you to approve the resolution to allow the city attorney to file suit in district court.
I just want to say that I've been a big champion of the demolition budget. $55,000 it's good. That knocks down a lot of houses for people who abandon their property. I just feel we know who the owner is, and that should go through court instead of waste our line item that should be used for other things that we've set out to use it for. You know, I could see, about 8 properties or so that we could knock down with this money, and that's the point of it. And the only way we're going to move forward in getting these properties knocked down is on a yearly basis. Knock them down about 6 to 8 of those properties. We've been doing that, and that's really almost maintenance of the number of properties that go abandoned. We get a lot who go abandoned every year. We probably have, a stock of about 100 and some houses in Guthrie, and that hurts everybody's property value in this town. So this initiative that I pushed several years ago and got as a line item has helped property values across Guthrie. So.
I assume, I know the answer to the question before I pose it, but I'm certain that people will ask the question, well, how come his insurance doesn't pay for it, the property owner? I assume he does not have insurance?
I'm not sure we know.
Okay,
I'd rather not comment.
We probably don't want to talk about it.
okay, all right. Well, then again, then let's let the courts take whatever action we need to.
Motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous to direct the city attorney to go to work. Number 5, discussion and possible action, resolution number 2015-07, a resolution of support for First Capital Neighborhood Solutions Foundation.
As recommended by Mayor Spradlin in our last meeting, staff strongly encourages a resolution that shows support for First Capital Neighborhood Solutions, which has already applied for an affiliate with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. We think it's a great move for the city in an effort to improve the aesthetics of our community and to complete beautification projects. Staff recommends showing support through Resolution 2015-07 in support of neighborhood solutions.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
You can discuss.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 6, discussion and possible action on sponsorship agreement with Lazy E Arena for tourism purposes.
Lazy E Arena brings in approximately 290,000 individuals into our community. Though not in the city limits of Guthrie, we recognize an increase of tourism during these events. For example, this weekend will be a major national event, and we'll see a tourism high even here in downtown Guthrie. So be watching for Wranglers and hats. Is that what they wear? Hats?
Yeah, hats.
Okay, good. And boots, things like that. The contract is for 3 years of $10,000 a year. This was recommended by the Convention and Visitors Bureau Board. We receive a litany of items that you'll see on your agenda summary. One of the things we've already seen them do for us is adding to their website our hotels rather than some Edmond hotels as the preferred choice. And that's very important when someone is coming to an event and they want to come to the Alpaca Blast Off or whatever it might be. They go to the website to register for the event, and they can just click and know where to stay. And whether it's staying, whether then it's saying go to North Edmond on 2nd Street, it will direct people to our community, which of course then provides funding for this contract is your hotel tax. One of the major goals of CBB funding is to increase support with your hotels so that you can continue to create revenue. The staff would like to recommend approval of the sponsorship agreement with Lazy E Arena.
So moved.
I got a question. Can I have a question first?
Well, you got a motion. You can just discuss after you get the second.
Second.
Okay.
Parliament.
Okay, now, that's a good question. All right, just clarification. Now, we have several of these things, I assume there's probably contracts with. We will see these from time to time, like the Bluegrass Festival. So, I mean, this is a new thing, so I'm just asking.
They have been funded before with the previous CVB with Lazy E Arena, but for us, yes. For example, if Bluegrass Festival, actually, with that example, you've signed a 5-year contract in the past year
right.
for that property. So you have some of those contracts. You've also signed the Queen of the Prairie contract for this year for land use. This one's a little bit different because it's not land use. It's basically what we're saying is that we're going to help fund because their marketing reach with Lazy E Arena is enormous, how much they market. So what we're doing is supporting marketing efforts if they will in turn market for Guthrie rather than that other town south of us.
Okay, I was just trying to find how, see if this was different than the other line items. Okay, thank you.
I'd just like to say that the CVB is doing a pretty good job to pick out on these little details and help us fix some of those kinds of things. So, thanks, Cody.
Man, you're on fire today.
Wow.
Two attaboys on one evening.
Yeah,
Man, yeah.
slap him on the back.
Make sure,
Before Cody gets hauled out of the,
Can't get his head through the door.
sport those alpacas.
Might break that line.
all right, I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your votes.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. It is unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 7, discussion and possible action of resolution number 2015-04 regarding emergency medical services, oil and gas well permit and application fees, and animal control fees as recommended by the Citizens Rate and Fee Advisory Committee.
Along with this joyous meeting on February 12th of 2015, that committee also looked at other fees, minus what you already saw on the GPWA agenda. So those items were to provide standby service of $100 per hour for EMS, but we would like to extend to nonprofits that are having events. For example, when Relay for Life has an event in town, we would like to provide an ambulance there in case, but we're not going to charge a nonprofit for that service. That's something that the committee felt that should be waived. We're requesting to amend rates and fees for oil and gas well drilling within the city limits. What we are seeing across the state, and you may look at other states that are actually prohibiting the drilling within city limits, and you've got actually 2 pieces of legislation in the state legislature currently regarding this issue. What you're seeing across the state is not having staffs that have the ability to provide proper inspections for these wells. We don't necessarily train on well inspection, we train on building houses inspection. We're asking to move the application and permit fee to $10,000, and we are seeing that, and we compared it to other cities across the state. We were at $1,000. Also looking to amend rates and fees on animal control. One thing that Vice Mayor Wood brought to my attention not too long ago was we didn't have a very aggressive fee schedule whenever Fido gets loose and when Fido bites someone and when Fluffy has gotten loose 17 times, what are we really doing about it? So those fees were to set new fees for, and also how we transport livestock. When cows get out, we don't really have a trailer with, are you looking at someone in particular? I tried not to. I was trying
I know,
not to.
he's looking at me.
We don't have the ability to transport this livestock, so we're having to get a private contractor, and then how do we get somebody to pay for that if we might be getting cows off of the road? So this is a way that we can help fund our very successful animal shelter that we have in place. Staff would recommend the passage of Resolution 2015-4.
The upside to that was you didn't have to ever worry about having to cut the dam when the cows roll it all the time.
He's just trying to get the word damn in.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your votes.
It doesn't
All votes are in.
Show us the vote, and it's unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 8, discussion and possible action of adopting ordinance number 3268, amending court cost and fines as recommended by the Citizens Rate and Fee Advisory Committee.
They were busy. They were very busy on February 12th. This one is separate agenda item because this is actually for court fines. This would be an animal at large first offense. If we write a ticket, it would be $150. Second offense would be $250, and that's if a citation is written. Animal cruelty charges, which we would like to take very seriously. We didn't have a fee on that or a court fine. We would like to make that the maximum that the state allows, which is $500. and recommended by the Citizens Rate and Fee Committee, we would like to propose ordinance 3268 to add that to our ordinances.
Yeah, I might make one quick comment that the Finance Committee used to approve these rate increases or changes to the rate. And I know the Citizens Rate and Fee is doing that at this time, but they're doing it in correspondence with state law. So it's not just arbitrarily made up. We just, hey, we want to charge this amount. It's in conjunction with the state of Oklahoma's fine schedule. Yeah, so I just thought it was important that people knew that. Thank you, sorry.
Anything else?
Nope, I'd make a motion to approve while I'm at it.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, cast your vote.
All votes are in.
Show us the vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you, council. Number 9, city manager's report.
I want to give a special thanks to our staff that probably doesn't get recognized enough at 3 o'clock in the morning, placing sand on the streets and making sure that we are passable. Special thanks to our streets crew that rolls out of their warm house while we are snug as a bug trying to figure out how to call in sick to work. And not that I would do that, ladies and gentlemen, but that they are out there fixing our roads, doing those things, and they do it diligently and without telling them to do so. They are a great crew. Staff also wants to recognize the loss of a great man and a pillar of our community, and we want to recognize and give condolences to Holly Chapel's family and the families that he's impacted in this community. And I know from a personal experience of our conversations at Hoboken about Mineral Wells Pond on multiple occasions, and his diligence in making and keeping this beautiful community thriving, and his dedication, we just really wanted to show support for Holly Chapel and his family. That's all I have.
Second that.
I agree.
Number 10, requests and comments from members of city council. Cheryl Paget, please.
Okay, I'm kind of promoting Lazy E right now. So, this weekend, we're having a time event championship that will be all weekend, the 6th, 7th, and 8th, so everybody attend. Then on the 13th and 14th, you can go watch the mini sprint car nationals. Everybody's got to go watch that. It's really cool. So that's at the Lazy E. Then the Relay for Life Chili Cook-Off will be at the First United Presbyterian Church, March 7th, 6:30, $7 to eat, $10 for each entry, either chili or dessert. It's citywide, so everybody go.
It's good.
Yeah, it's yummy. Pardon me?
Relay.
Relay for Life. And other than supporting our staff when it's cold, and I'll be thinking about you all in the morning when I'm sleeping in. Y'all do a good job. That's it.
Mr. Taylor.
I'll second what she just said on what the staff did. I appreciate y'all getting out the other night and, doing it. I know it's hard to get up in the morning, but it's nice to be able to get up and drive and not have to worry about sliding off into some ditch somewhere and getting hurt. But I'll second the deal on Holly Chapel. I figured everybody would say that he'll be missed in the community. And I know all the family, I grew up with them all, so it's going to be a tough deal. And got a birthday tonight too, I think. Chris Evans? Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Cannot believe you're 75.
Looks great.
He doesn't look a day over 50, does he?
Mr. Ayers.
Yeah, I'll just echo the sentiments for Mr. Chapel, for Holly Chapel. I think Pastor Don said it best tonight when we were talking earlier, that we lost a great man, but heaven gained a great angel tonight. So, and also, just because apparently our city manager can't read her own handwriting, there's a couple of items that she left off. So, don't forget, save the date, candidate forum, March 23rd, 6:30 p.m. I believe it is at the cafeteria at the high school. So it's, you get to have dinner and candidate forum. So how exciting. I'm just joking about that.
I was going to say, really?
And then also following, we'll have a town hall meeting on March 31st at 6 p.m. and that is
Here.
here.
Yes, sir.
And that will be dealing with the state audit questions. So obviously, we encourage the general public to come out and be a part of it. So hear what your candidates have to say, including me. So look forward to that. I don't have anything else other than thank the staff once again. Maxine, you guys always do a great job getting out there in the freezing cold. And I don't have any hair. That's why I like to stay indoors. So stay warm. But I do appreciate you. Thank you.
And Mr. Thomas.
I can't really add anything that's already been said. Holly's gonna be missed, and I can't believe Chris Evans is here on his birthday.
Yeah, well,
Neither can he.
Ms. Riando.
The Arts in Guthrie is having a potluck on March 10th at 7 PM at the Double Stop Fiddle Shop.
It's good too.
Mr. Wood.
Okay, I have several things. You know, everybody's saying thanks to Maxine, and I think that's great too, because, you know, we've had, 3 snows in a row, and we're going to have another one maybe tomorrow. And, man, we couldn't get to work, and we couldn't do a whole lot of stuff if it weren't for Maxine and her crew. So it really makes a difference to be able to get out. Sometimes I kind of wish maybe they wouldn't do their job, and I wouldn't have to go to work, but, you know, just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, I'm really glad, the sales tax rebate, you know, we talked about this in Finance Committee. It's really, you know, our staff that came up with this idea of being able to share some revenue, to be able to get infrastructure and be creative and move Guthrie forward in that way. And so I really appreciate the staff, Serena, Cody, those folks are really helping in that way, and that's awesome. First Capital Neighbors Solutions, I helped put that together initially, and then Sue Descharme has really taken that on and has done a great job in shepherding that thing, that organization, and spurned off a bunch of neighborhood associations. So I think any way we as a city can help Neighborhood Solutions, you know, they help the city, and so that's wonderful. March 27th, Lions Club has a fish fry. We raise a few $1,000s for scholarships, and so it's going to be something I hope you go to. It's going to be at the Legion, and so it'd be great if you want to help the high school students go to college and whatnot, then please go there. Finally, on that town hall, that was something I really pushed. That's going to be on the March 31st, which was mentioned. But I think it's really important for transparency on the city level. We had some folks go out and do a petition to try to do an audit. Just so you guys know that we did a pre-audit, and we have like 100 and some pages. We spent about $1,700 in city labor that we put into this audit, basically to answer the questions. And really, the auditing office, I went actually down to talk to Gary Jones, and he said, you know, folks come out across the state with pitchforks saying, city's hiding stuff. And so they want folks to do these huge audits. These audits are 50 to 80 grand of city budget to do an audit. And this pre-audit basically said, well, we don't see anything. We don't see any reason to move forward with that. So the petition failed, didn't have enough signatures. I guess the folks in Guthrie agreed. There was a lot of money to do this. But instead, I mean, we are having this town hall to talk to you about the budget. I'm sure we're going to have copies of the previous budget, the one we're working on now for fiscal year, I guess 15, right? Yeah, that's what you say. And we're going to have this audit that's like 100 and some pages, you know, and you can ask questions, learn about more about the city, because I found people more they know about the city, just like the Citizens Academy that we have up here, the more it just alleviates some of their angst and anger about what's going on, because I think a lot of people get angry because they just don't know what's going on, and it's easy to kind of create conspiracy theories and whatnot if you don't know what's going on. So we just want to have, it's all about transparency. So I hope you show up. It's going to be here on March 3rd. Is it going to be here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here on March 31st. I hope you show up. That's it.
Thank you.
You're done?
I'm done.
All right. Lazy again this weekend. At 3 o'clock, they're doing their chuck wagon cookout. They cook it all outside, dig a hole in the ground, do whatever. I think to go out there and eat, I think it's $20. But everything, you get a chicken fried steak, potatoes of some kind, biscuits, dessert. They get their choice of doing some stuff, but they do it all outside. And be very careful on tomorrow's weather. They're calling this the most significant winter storm this year already. So be very careful when you get out there.
Mayor, one quick thing. I just want to tell Cody thanks one more time. That kind of evens it up now, so anyway.
Good thing we got double doors there to get you out.
And we are adjourned.